Hello, 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 and welcome into my channel, Skies and Flora. My name is Shakalish, and as you can see from the title, this is this week's What Do I Need to Know Right Now? Pick a card reading. So just for those that are new here, welcome in and thank you for watching. And just to let you know, I don't read reversals generally. I've pre-shuffled but haven't seen the cards, and this is just a general reading, so just a kind of general energies, just to talk a little bit about the energies. I think a lot of us are still processing everything that's come up from the full moon. It's been really strong, a lot of really strong planetary activity. So be gentle with yourself if you're still kind of processing what's been coming up. We've still got another week before Mercury goes direct, and yeah, this is when really we'll start to really see the energy of the effects. Mars has just moved into Aries, obviously Jupiter's in Aries as well, and then we've got a new moon coming up on the 30th or the 30th, right? So this is a real time to really just be gentle with yourself. Take this time to process, take this time to integrate, take this time to really allow the energy to settle, allow whatever's come up to, like I said last week, you know, it's been like shaking a tree, so these dead leaves are coming off. So there's a process of letting go, process of realizing kind of what needs to stay, what needs to go, what's working, what isn't. So that's the general collective energy. So let's just get into the card reading. So I've got here pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So just allow yourself to drop into your heart, take a few deep breaths, and just go with the pile that you're most instantly drawn to. So pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And then we'll get into it. Okay, so pile number 1, got the Rider-Waite Tarot and the Moonology card. So conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. Well, that's what we've just had. Let's see what we've got. We've got 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords at the end. I think we'll clarify this 5 of Swords. Well, we've got, let me put this here because we've got 3 5s here, right? Right, okay. Man. I don't know whoever I'm speaking to, but you know, you may have had a real mare of a time with this full moon. That's what I'm sensing here. This has been a lot of shifting, a lot of change. Even want to say a lot of loss. A lot of rearranging. So this is really like moved, you know, like moved. You know, so you may have literally moved house. It doesn't feel like that because it feels quite struggle. It feels like, especially with 5s, usually this is change you haven't initiated yourself. So this is change that would have sort of been imposed upon you, that would have happened. Let's get into it. So what I'm sensing here, and this is maybe why this card was here, because I'm just getting this message here that, you know, obviously this card was here, but I wanted to put all the 5s together. But I'm putting it back, but I'm bearing in mind that it's connected to these 2 5s here, yeah? So we've got a shift, yeah? So we've got like a, this feels like, it doesn't feel like conflict. It feels like, but no. It feels like friction. That's what it feels like. So I don't want to say conflict because obviously 5 of Swords is like conflict, and this isn't necessarily, friction isn't necessarily a bad thing because friction rubs things up and creates change. Yeah. So actually, you know, the 5 of Wands is actually incredibly positive. Yeah. When things need to, sometimes the ground needs to move. So this feels like a little friction. This is in the space of relationship, family. More than likely, it could be a partnership, but I'm feeling like this is more to do with family. And this feels like, and the thing about the Five of Wands is like the ground's moving underneath. So this won't be something that's new. It just feels like, but this is when it's sort of, it's come to the surface. Yeah. And it's left a little bit of a fallout. This is what I'm seeing here. Yeah. Because sometimes as well with words, you know, we say things and then once they're out the mouth, you know, we can't put them back in. And then we're left with the consequences of that. And that's what feels like here. So this is either your energy or the person you're dealing with. Or maybe everyone all round. But there feels like there's some fallout here. I'm just asking what this is connected to, because I think it's connected to this. I don't know if it's to do with, you know, inheritance, money. It feels like arguments around who makes decisions, what goes where, who gets to decide, and you know, if there has been a bereavement, and if there has been a bereavement, because sometimes that's what I'm sensing when these kinds of shifts. It means there's been a bereavement in the past, and I'm more feeling like maybe about a year ago, like, so not recent, but recent enough for the reverberations to still be playing out. And that's what this feels like, because so sometimes what happens when, you know, maybe a really important person within the family passes away, then what we have is like, you know, everyone sort of shuffles and moves, and everyone has to take on different roles, and then everyone's kind of, you know, things change in family, and that's what I'm feeling like. It's like, you know, change. It's changed everything. So there's been a bit of a, like, you know, and suddenly things are coming out to the surface. Like I said, things are said, you know, things that weren't said before now being, you know, people are now saying what they really think, and then, you know, some people are, it just feels like that. Like, this is where it feels like, you know, some people are upset, then other, and there's been a big fallout. I'm just asking, where are you in this? So whoever's watching, where are you in this? And that's why, yeah, and that's why this comes here, because this is about, so these two together, right? So Five of Swords isn't always bad. It depends what the cards around it. Obviously with these 3 fives, it denotes definitely change. It, like, hold on to your hats, change. And this is, I think this is about being like healthy selfish, basically, is what I'm seeing here. This is like healthy selfish. You're having to kind of learn to put yourself first, and hold that, and be like, actually, you know what, in the midst of all this, falling out, fighting over money, you know, sort of power struggles and all the rest of it, you know, people have got hurt, they're sad, you know, you might have been one of them, but then, you know, or you're a peacemaker, or, you know, but it just feels like, and now actually it's like, no, actually I've got to look after myself, and I'm going to have to put myself first here. Because that's what this Five of Swords is sort of looking at the rest of, you know, looking at here, looking at the whole sort of scope of it and going, you know, no, absolutely not. I've got to put myself first. I've got to go for what I want. But this is definitely, this feels like definitely around the family. I mean, it could be friendships, could be love, could be romantic relationships, etc. It could even be area of work, but I'm really sensing that this is more around family. And then your Moonology card is conclusions are within reach. So if this is like a, you know, battling over money and things like that, it just feels like there will be a conclusion, and maybe that's what you're waiting for in the meantime. Let me just get a quick clarifier on this, please, Spirit. Just clarify this Five of Swords, please, for me. Alright. I'm going to take all of them, but, oh gosh, that's quite a lot. Yeah, endings, yeah, no more. Following my path here. Ace of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, sorry, Knight of Swords, King of Cups. Yeah, so this is like healing. So you've got 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Star. So this is like, yeah, like I said, this isn't new. This isn't like, oh, this suddenly come out of the blue, in the sense that whatever the arguments and the underlying things that are causing this friction within the family, they're not new. Maybe you've been playing a certain role for a very long time. You're really ready to let that go now. You're really ready to like play a different role. So a lot of healing of old family wounds, healing of the ancestral line. So that's really feels like, you know, definitely here. There's an absolute ending. There's no going back. Like obviously in this Ten of Swords, maybe referring to the bereavement, or referring to an ending, referring to, you know, the shift and what's created change, and it started something new. So new paths, new things are emerging. Yeah, new ways of doing things. But while there's a little bit of power battles, people you know, jostling for space and jostling for new positions, that's kind of where you're at, because you're in the friction time, you're in the time of change, you're in the time of movement. Yeah, so quite unsettling, but it is going to settle soon. It is going to ground. Things are going to, you know, we're going to know where we are very, very soon. You know, Ace of Pentacles says new opportunity. If you're wondering, am I going to get my yes, then that's a yes. Absolutely. And this definitely feels like, if that's you as the Knight of Swords, coming out strong, like coming to get mine, yeah? And I feel like you've got a nice balance of like, you know, being very, very strong, but you've also got this cup. So this sword and this cup, you know, very, very clear, very communicative, but you've also got that heart here as well. That's what I'm seeing here. So you're like, no nonsense, but it comes from a place of love. It's coming from a good place, yeah? And you are, you know, you're going to get basically your share, if that's what's going on here, yeah? So this is a real time of change. It's a real sticky, icky time, a lot of friction. Let the dust settle, things will change. You know, you're really taking control of yourself and really taking control of your own healing and your part in this. You know, you talk about absolute endings. You know, new paths are emerging. You will get your share, or what's rightly coming to you. But you're going to need to be quite, you know, you're doing the right thing. You've got to be a little bit selfish, and look after yourself. But also, you know, remember, yeah, don't forget the heart and the emotions here as well. So I hope that makes sense. Please do let me know, and again, thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Best of luck with navigating all of this. This is a really rocky time, but things will settle soon, and yeah, do let me know how you get on. Thank you very much. See you soon. Okay, so pile number 2 chose the Light Seers Tarot, and let's see what we have for you. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. Lovely. Let's see. Oh, another 5 of Wands. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh, well, I'm gonna get clarified for this 5 of Wands, most definitely. It doesn't surprise me to see the 5s coming out. Because that is exactly what the time is. It's like, oh, like friction, things moving and shifting and changing. Let's have a look. Well, I mean, I'm inclined to believe this is in the area of love, but it could just be in the area of, like, obviously take it as it fits. But there is something you're being asked to do. If that is like make the first move on a person, or if it is like an application that needs to go in, or it's a phone call that needs to be made, or, you know, you need to make your first move, basically. And we've got the Hanged Man here. So I'm seeing there's a little bit of, and the 2 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups, sorry. So this is all just, you know, I don't know, like this is stalling, this is not like, so I might get some clarifiers on these to find out, look, sort of what's going on, why, what's happened here. Right, I see. So it's like you're afraid of the shift, you're afraid of the change. So it's almost like you kind of want it, but you're also kind of nervous about it. And just to point out as well, excitement and fear are very closely related, yeah? So sometimes when we feel excited about something, especially with Five of Wands, because it's like there's a frisson, there's like a, ooh, like, but then there's also this fear, because it's changing, it makes things different. So also just know that there's a relationship between those two, and I think that's kind of where you're getting stuck, which is like, I want to, but I don't, I do, but I don't, I do, but I don't, oh, do I even want it, do I not, oh, and then we end up in the Hanged Man, all right, just don't do anything, yeah? So whether that is, there's a procrastination happening here, a little bit of sort of like, do I really want this or not? I feel like this is very important, because you've got the Three of Pentacles, which I often call my light workers card, because this is about building something meaningful, and it also means building something in community, building something with others. So others are involved in this. So let me just get clarify on this. What is happening here then, please, Spirit? Tell me this Three of Pentacles and Five of Wands. Right. Okay, one more, please, Spirit. Right, lovely. Oh, beautiful. Right. So whoever I'm speaking to, I really feel like, so really feeling like a real gentle nature, and a real desire not to rock the boat. Yeah. So sort of like wanting to do something, but feeling like, oh, but I might, you know, it's going to make things change, might upset some people, might rock the boat. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. And it's like you want to, but there's like, oh, duh, but that's going to cause that, you know. So if you're worried about that, you've got the Seven of Wands, the Six of Swords and the Sun as your clarifiers. And the Seven of Wands is really about defending your vision, defending your peace, and being really, really definitive about your desires and your boundaries, your vision, and who you are, really. Yeah. So it's really about cultivating that sense of who you are and really defending it. Yeah. And here with that Six of Swords, it just really feels like, yeah, that's what I say, like the rock of the, I don't want to rock the boat, but you're you know, the Six of Swords is going towards the Sun. So this is really what you're asked, whatever this is, whatever you're feeling like you want to venture towards, but you're kind of afraid about maybe what other people think, or you're afraid about, you know, maybe you're not going to get the support that you want, or maybe you're not going to, you know, or maybe you're afraid to fail, or whatever the fear is around this move, that you've got an inkling of you want to move towards it, but you're afraid of the change. This is saying, look, you know, first of all, it's going to be incredibly positive. And actually you're moving towards like something a lot more satisfying, a lot more expansive. And that Sun also, you know, there was a saying, a quote a friend of mine told me about, I can't remember the book or the person who wrote it, but there's a question we should ask, you know, when we think about moving forward, sometimes the question, you know, will this be expansive for me? Like, will this expand me? Will this open up my world more? And that's what that Sun is telling me. So it's like there's something that's going to expand your world a little bit more, and maybe you're just kind of afraid to make that first move. But this definitely feels like very positive. And you know, don't get stuck in the kind of like should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I, you know, I am, no I'm not, I am, but I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. And there's a lot of confusion here. So then we end up just thinking, oh, maybe I don't really want it. Maybe, oh, actually I do, but it's a bit too hard. It's like that's all of that energy that's happening, and then you just end up doing nothing with the Hanged Man. Then we just end up going, oh, well, anyway, and then we just stop. This feels like something very important that you're being asked to build in your life and with others. This could be a relationship, could be work, could be like starting your own business, it could be whatever, you know, whatever it is. It could be, you know, starting a charity even. Like, it just feels like something that's very, very important in the world, some very important work, something really important needs to be brought forth. But maybe this is going to require a little bit of change. either in your life or in the lives of the people around you. And maybe there's a little bit of fear around that, but I feel like the sun is here to say, look, it's time to allow this path, whatever's calling you, to allow you to expand, and it feels incredibly positive. So be bold and make that first move. You know, cardinal are the leaders. They're the trailblazers. Yeah. So if this is even a path that maybe you feel like, no one else has walked that path before me. You know, you're kind of thinking, oh, I'm doing this like blind. Just have faith in yourself. Yeah. Really, and I mean it, like have faith in yourself, be bold, you know what you want. It's just about taking that first step. And once you do take that first step, I really feel like spirit will be with you to carry you as well, yeah, towards the sun. Anything else? I think just do it, like Nike says. Just do it. Make that first step. Make the first move, because I think that's the scariest part, is the first step, yeah? So, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then you're in a stride, and then you know, then you're off. So yeah, I'll leave it there for now, and I hope that makes sense. Do let me know in the comments. And again, thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Okay, pile number 3. And you chose the Robin Hood Tarot. Let's see what we have for you. Ooh, a fiery climax approaches. Okay. So we've got the Two of Swords. That's the full moon in Aries. Well, there's Aries again. The Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the World, and the Seven of Wands. Wow. Okay. Well, we definitely got a change here, yeah, off the back of maybe a feeling of a bit of stagnancy. So in the recent past, this feels like something's really shifted, because this Two of Swords tells me that we were in a bit of a just a bit of a stagnant place, and that could be that, you know, that could very well be, you know, we have just had 2 years of a pandemic, you know, that we're coming out the back of, so it might just be to do with, you know, literally the world stopped, yeah, and like, you know, it's kind of not been able to do what we've wanted to do. So whatever it has been, something has created yeah, an inability to move forward. That's what I'm seeing here. There's been something that's prevented you from moving forward in the recent past, near past, far past. Yeah, I'd say like last 2 years. I feel like you've kind of had to just like obviously live with it. Yeah, so kind of you know, and I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you feel like you've stayed with the energy, but out of it is now merging. So, or now we're sort of peeping out, yeah? Now, are we sort of ready to move? Like, are we ready to kind of do something now? And something's been bubbling away under the surface. So I don't know whether, you know, in this time, you know, in the pandemic, whether you've changed your job, or you know, went and back and studied, particularly with the Page of Pentacles. That feels like a new path, a new, you know, a new path, basically, just new, you know, doing things differently, relearning something. Now that could be official study, that might be, you know, like literally studying, you know, going back to college, or you know, learning a language, or it might just be just literally new learning being integrated in your path, and it's come from this. It's kind of come from this kind of stuckness, this stagnancy, this slow energy, kind of nothing much has been moving, and out of that has emerged a new knowledge, new path, new way of being. So what I'm seeing here with the Queen of Pentacles, well, obviously you've got the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, like a maturation, yeah? So there's a maturing of this energy here. And I guess what I'm asking is like, well, that's happened quite quickly then. So whatever this new energy, it doesn't feel that new anymore, because I feel like you've become quite well established in it. And this feels like also lucrative as well. Like this feels like, you know, obviously it's a pentacle, so it's around material, you know, money, you know, abundance, you know, just literally, you know, like, and, you know, feathering your nest essentially, like making yourself more comfortable, making yourself, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is about sensual pleasure, yeah, like enjoying sensuous, so that's food, that's, you know, materials, environment, all these things. And this is wonderful because this has led to your new world. But you've got the Seven of Wands here, which I'm going to clarify. So I just want to say, Spirit, please clarify the Seven of Wands here. What's that? What's happened here? Well, all right. Ace of Pentacles, which is like obviously new start, new path again. The Sun, beautiful. It's again the second time we've seen the Sun in a reading. The second time we've seen the Seven of Wands. It's interesting how, you know, similar cards come out. Let's see. And the Hierophant. Okay. So this feels like definitely, right, this has led to like a shift and a change. You're entering into a new world, yeah? You know, like things are just going to be different from now on, which is inevitable. We are, you know, again, collectively speaking, we are in a new world, very much so. You know, things have definitely, you know, there's a lot of change that's come out from the last 2 years, but also personally. So collectively, but also particularly personally here for you, entering into a new world. So I don't know if this Seven of Wands is like, it's about defending your, you know, I always say Seven of Wands is like defending your vision. So if this is like, this might be a case of like, you know, as things pick up again, you know, as the world starts to move again, as world starts opening up, you may find that there are people who are just like, oh, let's just get back to where we were before, you know, before the pandemic. And that is you basically saying, absolutely not. Like, I'm afraid not. And you've got a fiery climax approaching. So I don't know if this is someone where, you know, this is something or a situation or a person, it might even be your job, you know, or something, but there's a bit of a face-off that's going to happen where actually whatever you've been cultivating here, you've matured or you're really steeped in it now and you really are like, you're about this life now, yeah? Whatever it is, whatever's emerged out, actually, you can see that it's much better for you, you know, you're much happier like this, contented, like you're healthier, happier, all of these things, entering into a new world. And now we've got to face the music. I don't know who or what's got to face, you know. And the thing about it is, if this is you, the Queen of Pentacles, comfortable, really in your element, really enjoying your garden that you've created, the people that are supposed to be around you on your team are going to support that. They're going to want you to win, yeah? So anyone who's like where you're going to need to defend your, then definitely they, you know, potentially not in it for the long haul, yeah? And you've got a new journey, the Sun, expansion again, like everything's looking incredibly positive. And the Hierophant is like, you know, is about you know, those two cards together, it's really interesting. That kind of feels like enlightenment, basically. It's a spiritual enlightenment. It's like seeing things, you know, really seeing things as they are. Like I'm really seeing, apologies. So as I was saying, this feels like really seeing things clearly. So whoever I'm speaking to, I feel like, you know, you've been on a bit of a journey. You've reached a kind of place of maturation where you really, you've made some choices in the past. You kind of really shifted. Your path has changed. You're ending up in a new place. You're a lot happier in. You're much more contented here. It's opened out a new world. But for some reason, this has created like a little bit of a face-off and a little bit of moment of reckoning. I don't know, with maybe people that knew you before this and who may be expecting things to be the same. And this just feels like, no, things aren't going to be back the same. And you're being invited into a new adventure, a new start, a new way of doing things. And I feel like this very much suits you. So if this is in the area of relationship, maybe, you know, if there's been a relationship where there's been stagnancy, and out of that, you know, when you've started going to the gym, or you started doing something, you know, slightly different, or you've kind of, you know, or like I said, learnt a new language, or did a course or something like that, you know, built up your self-esteem. Again, you know, Queen of Pentacles is about, you know, is the card of self-worth as well. So, you know, whether there's something where you've built up your self-esteem and now you're feeling really good about yourself, ready to face the world. But this Seven of Wands just really feels like maybe there's people around you that are not so happy for you. And this just tells me, the Sun and this Hierophant here just telling me, you know, I feel like you can see clearly. You've like been enlightened. You're aware. You're seeing the wood from the trees. You're seeing, you know, what it is that's good for you. You're seeing what it is that you need now. And you're being invited. It's a new adventure, a new time. We're not going back. Yeah. So I hope that you're able to manage this well, and that, you know, you're able to really hold your ground and hold your, you know, hold your vision. And I think it doesn't need to be like, I know it says fiery climax, and I don't think it has to be like a conflict. But I definitely feel like this is something where you have to stand your ground. Yeah, you're going to have to be firm about what it is you need, your boundaries, etc. I think you're seeing very, very clearly now. You've seen like the opportunity. You've seen like what could be. You're seeing like the potential opportunity here. And I don't think that you're going back in the box anytime soon. So so I really commend you for that, whoever I'm speaking to. Keep going. I hope you manage this well, and do let me know if this resonates, and thank you again for watching, and I will see you again next time.